Okay, we're back. I have no idea what happened there. Let's, Okay. Yep, okay. Just some internet issues. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. I am crossing my fingers, but it looks like the games didn't disconnect for some. Oh, okay. Adeon's game did, so weird. Looks like he's having a fun time with some nymphs. uh, stealing pretty much everything he has and zapping him with that wand of striking of his, so not having a good time there. But he lost his Elven Mithril Code, so that's definitely not good news. Oh, sorry, Adeon. I'm forgetting. Thank you, finitely, Craig. Oh my gosh, I'm so disrespectful. um, so what's up with getting an opposing aligned altar at Gnomish Town? Is it just a random thing? So yeah, that is just a random altar. It can be it can be lawful, neutral, or chaotic. So you have a 1 in 3 chance of it being like the same alignment as you. How much do watching you go? How much do speedrunners use object detection? I actually use it. You want to use it at the castle, and it can also save you some exploration if you're still looking for good stuff. Good stuff in the dungeons. So I don't know how I feel about it, but usually I don't bother with it too much. Like it's a fairly common potion, so you can just dilute it as well. But what was I saying? Well, I would think I was talking to DL Dragon before I got disconnected. But what I was going to say is, they said that a race where Orc Town, where both players had Orc Town, would be pretty interesting. And on the first race, we actually didn't moderate the seeds either. On the first race, I don't know. I don't think we had seeds either. So one of the players, Steno, actually got 3 Orc Towns in a row. I think he ended up quitting on the second or third one because it's really painful to play the game without any shops. You can lose a lot of time there. What's Adeon doing, I wonder? Maybe it just... Yeah, my terminal just froze for some reason. But when I clicked back on it, it seems to be working now. But watching you go, you can just call me Spicy. Alright, I'll call you Spicy then. Aoei's terminal size hurts me, 178 by 38. I don't know why people use such weird terminal sizes, but then again, I also use a weird terminal size, so I'm kind of a hypocrite there as well. But some people use like huge ones that are like 300 and pretty basically impossible to spectate. But fortunately, neither player is doing that today. But Adeon making it back to Sokoban and seeing an unflipped level. You see that muscle memory at work there. But there's only about a I say a 1 in 4 chance because it checks for flip. There's 2 checks to flip it in both directions, so there's only a 1 in 4 chance of it being the normal alignment. So the flipping of Sokoban does bother a lot of players, but I don't know. I'm not too peeved about it personally. Unspectatable people are Windows users who maximize the window and don't know how to increase their font size. That's probably what happened. Yeah. Curses adapts window sizes dynamically, so you just have to try odd terminal sizes until you find something that works for you. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I usually play with something smaller because I don't like a huge message buffer. But having a large message buffer is pretty good for other people watching, so they can see what's going on a bit more than if there was only a single line. Well, it looks like Adeon getting another unflipped level here, and also an easy unflipped level, so he's doing well. Can maybe catch up a bit to Aoi here. Aoi is a little bit behind after her bathroom break, I suppose. But a little bit behind pace for like 2 hours, I'd say. But other than that, is doing really well because she has identified genocide and charging. So that was really a blessed seed that Adeon missed out on. Adeon missed out on. Try saying Adeon something like this. A as an arm. Adeon? Adeon? Adeon. I'll just wait for him to. I'll just wait for him to explain it to me next time he streams. He will stream NetHack again. Oh, I should probably shout him out again since everyone is here, right? Yeah, this is his Twitch channel. Go follow him. Adeon. Apparently, while I was trying to do some pronunciation of his name. Adeon. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I had it right or not. I don't know which one was right, but he seems to have been running into some trouble. Had his shield destroyed and was dealing with a shape changer there. But wow, did he just get another unflipped level? Did he just did is he secretly playing 3-4-3 now and then I just didn't see? Like what's going on? What's going on here? Is he actually playing Setseed? Okay, yeah, he is playing Setseed. It's just that the seed is pretty crazy if it has all these Sokoban levels unflipped. Isn't level flipping per game and not per level? I don't know. I don't know. So does it flip all the levels the same way? I don't think so, but oh, he just kind of screwed himself a little bit there. And you're gonna need to squeeze in that last boulder or something. You can see levels that are flipped and along with levels that are unflipped, so I'm leaning towards it being a per level basis, but looks like aoei has to. Looks like aoei is AFK again. Sorry, BRB again. Not sure. I hope everything's okay over there, but this gives Adeon a bit of a chance to catch up. So he should be finishing a forward B here soon. I wonder if he's going to get the Amulet of Reflection. If I had to guess, he would. So even though he's only AC7, he did make it this far. So I expect him to survive. With some judicious use of Elbereth, he should be able to stave off most threats. My bet is on Splat and no prize. That's a pretty safe bet too. Use a different pronunciation every time you say Adeon to guarantee Adeon. This D as in Dell. Adeon? Oh my gosh. I've struggled so much on this. I'm so sorry. Adeon. Okay. Adeon? Okay. I'll just say that. We'll stick to that, and then I will shut up about it forever. And then I will shut up about it forever, and then he can correct me after the stream. But looks like aoei is back and still per using this general store, so not too much happening yet over there. I'm sorry I brought it back up. Don't worry about it. I just want to be correct about it, but it bothers me more than it should. But he's running into some killer bees here. And it doesn't look like he's having any trouble with it. Actually running into a lot of low-level monsters here. Like he ran into some shape changers earlier on D2, so there could be a lot worse. There could definitely be a lot worse here. Let's see. But like Demo said, if he does do a stupid, if he does do like kind of a stupid move in the zoo, like melee a troll or something, he's probably gonna die. So we'll see how well he gets through this. Having armor, like having like iron shoes, dwarvish iron helm, all that good stuff is pretty important. Pretty important for a run like this because you'll probably be sticking without equipment for the rest of the game. Even. You hear the cockatrices hissing. You are slowing down, and ooh, that's right. That's right. So today is actually a special day. It's the new moon, and that means cockatrices. If you hear the hissing sound, you will probably die. So he has, so Adeon, he actually has no MC, so no magic cancellation. He has no way of blocking the cockatrices hissing noise. So that's really bad. That's really bad because he's not going to. If he melees another cockatrice, he's probably going to die. So does Audion have a method of opening the door not loudly? Um, I don't know actually. There should be a lot of ways to open the door. There should be a lot of ways to open the door quietly. It looks like he doesn't have a wand, and I don't know if he has a pickaxe. That dwarf lord over there might have a pickaxe, so it might be worth checking him out. He also might have a key, so I can look at his inventory real quick. He has curses on. See, he says iron shoes, fencing gloves, combat boots, an orcish helm, and the rest of his inventory is off the screen. So, hello, American Elm. Thanks for tuning in. But we have a pretty exciting stream today. Two of some of the best speedrunners. So hopefully we'll see an ascension. No promises, of course. This is NetHack, so I can't promise anything because that would be we've had some tragic deaths in the past. Okay, he's oh look, speak of the devil, there's a troll. There are in fact two trolls. This is pretty bad. So he needs to Elbreth here, but he gets the prayer off. I don't think he can fight these guys at AC7. There's absolutely no way. Especially, okay, he managed to fight them both at AC7, is going to head down and heal. But by the time he gets back, the trolls are going to have respawned already, so. Respawned. They regenerate. They don't respawn like the Wizard of the Ender. Sorry. My apologies. Um, are they racing to Ascension or first to finish Mind Soko? Yeah, this is Ascension. Ascension race. But so yeah, the troll rolled a little bit better that time, so that only took one troll to get him to like 60. I don't know. I feel like I would use Elbereth here and try not to fight them because this seems like a pretty crappy situation. Because there's getting down to low health from just one troll is not ideal. Uh, So yeah, even the nerfed Albereth would do better here. I don't think that potion of healing will out heal the troll, but he gets off another prayer. Wow, and might be leaving Sokoban here. Like he can't handle this. He can't handle. He's decided he can't handle this, which is a wise decision. But the another Chickatrice here. This might do him in, but he does not get hit because the Chickatrice is about a speed 3 if I remember correctly. He found a lizard corpse. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So we don't have to deal with that on new moon stuff anymore. If you're carrying a lizard corpse in open inventory, then the new moon does not bother you anymore. But he decided to leave Soko after doing so much of it. Why didn't he slow monster them? Probably forgot. I forget about slow monster too. It's rather useful, but oh, he picks up an elven leather helm and an elven shield. But I guess I haven't been paying enough attention to Aoi, but she's still in a very, very good position. She has gauntlets of power, even. So, let's see. Boots called Jump, Dwarvish Mythal Coat, Gauntlets of Power, Blessed Bag of Holding, a Magic Marker 033, and finding another shop here, so. Very, very strong. Still vulnerable to wands of death, obviously, but can't do anything about that right now, unfortunately. It wouldn't be net hack if you could win every time. This is true. You can come pretty dang close to winning every time, though. I'll say that. But watching you, Spicy, they are playing. Adeon and aoei are playing for 3 hours this time. So if there's no ascension by 3 hours, I'm probably gonna cut it. Unless one or both of the players are pretty close, so like in Gehenna or something like that, then I'll keep going. I think that NetHack is the hardest game I've ever played. I think that people who can beat this game in one sitting is mind blowing. Uh, roguelike speedrunning is really fun. I'll say that it's a different experience every time. So you have to adapt to what the dungeon gives you, what's going on. So even though NetHack you end up with almost the same kit. There's always things that you run into. There's always situations that you run into that are different. Yesterday I was doing a run actually, and one of the nymphs at Medusa spawned right next to her and also spawned awake, and it stole my reflection, and Medusa was able to kill me. Fortunately, I had life saving, but like I said, I've ascended many times, more times than I'd like to admit, and I've never seen that. I've never seen that happen. So there's some pretty insane stuff that can happen in these speed runs. Oh, but after Adeon skipping Sokoban here, they're actually about in the same place in the game, except aoei is much better equipped, and aoei finding a ring shop in this game too. That's like the two best shops. That's like the two best possible shops in the first seed. The ring shop is absolutely insane. Wow. If Adeon had actually found the seed, this would be pretty nuts. But unfortunately, he did not find it. He's in the double shop structure right now. One of these special rooms. It has two shops in it. It has um, it has an armor shop and a weapon shop. The weapon shop is obviously pretty useless, but the armor shop is pretty useful. And he should be able to get his AC down a little bit with this warhorse. I wouldn't be so cautious pet testing the armor. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal if you put on like a cursed -1 splint mail or something. That's still more than good enough. What's your best ascension streak? Mine? I haven't gone for streaks too often. My best ascension streak is a 9 ascension streak. I think I haven't. I'm not too great at winning, winning multiple times in a row. It takes a lot of care. It takes a lot of care and caution in order to do that, which I don't spend too much time. I don't spend too much time practicing my care and caution, unfortunately. Demo. Why did aoei enchant her pickaxe? She did that to it actually increases your digging. It actually increases your digging speed based on enchantment. So a highly enchanted one will be better. Though if Excalibur is not fully enchanted, I don't understand why she would do that. Uh, aoei's message. Sorry, I thought she was just price IDing, so I completely missed it actually. What did she say? But there's so much stuff in that shop. That's crazy. That's actually crazy that that exists. But we'll see if how much it helps her. She's already about an hour. She's already about an hour in. Something like this seed is crazy, and Adeon already died. I guess she must be listening to the stream then. That's funny. Oh, but Adeon fighting an arc lich, digging straight down, not having anything to do with that. Totally understandable. I don't know if he has anything to beat the castle with, but yeah, that seed is absolutely insane. She might be wasting a lot of time in the shops, but other than that, I'm not sure why Adeon still has AC2. I thought he tested like splint mail and stuff. I thought he tested like splint mail and stuff, so he should be at slightly better AC than that. But he came across a big room seed here, so that's definitely not good. Yeah, maybe Aoi's gonna this ring stack. Yeah, maybe Aoi's gonna get to flex a little bit. You know, show off some of her polyform knowledge. She was a turn count speedrunner, so maybe use some of the less known polyforms to get around. I think we worked out that Rust Monster would actually be pretty good for the plane of water, just because of how fast it is. And I think it also swims, which is interesting. But there's lots of oddball strategies that you can do if you have enough resources. Oh, Adeon actually doesn't have main armor on. Yeah, I guess he chose to ditch the splint mail, which is I don't know if that's the decision that I would have made. Being an AC -4 here seems like it would be really good. But Aoi coming down to D12, so they're actually in about the same they're actually in and about the same place in the game, but like I said, Aoi has much more here going for her. If Adeon can try to find an instrument or something, he might be able to even the odds a bit. But yeah, look at all those rings. That's crazy. That's gotta slow you down doing inventory management or something. But something invisible just took most of Adeon's health for 30 or 40 health. Ah, D12. This is where I hop off. Goodbye, Kitsu. No spoilers from here. So, good having you around. But yes, we're getting down into a little bit deeper into the dungeon. But this is only about half. This is only about halfway. So it should be. It should be a little while before we reach. But neither player has either reached either the quest level or the castle yet. So. Owie, oh my god, I love this run. There's a cursed ring of polymorph, cursed ring of teleport control, and probably polymorph control too. So a pretty insane run. But yeah, having genocide, charging, all the rings that you could possibly want, like that's pretty much a perfect run right there. As far as resources go, that is. Actually, obtaining those resources might have cost you some time as well. Looks like we're only missing conflict, and conflict is pretty important too. That might be worth a wish later because, like I said, she already has a genocide and charging and a marker and basically everything you could possibly want. So a pretty insane run. Holding on to a lot of rings. I'd honestly just throw them out at this point. It's not like you're gonna do any polypiling. You could try to polypile or like gamble for conflict, but I don't know if it's worth it. Hopefully, Aoi can make her back the time with her stupid kit. I think she's actually a fair bit ahead now because of how well equipped she is, and the fact that Adeon doesn't have a way to deal with the castle yet. But if Aoi can get early quest, then that actually might save some time. I think doing the quest before the castle saves time. That's what I did on the world record run of with a time of 52 minutes 51 seconds. So that saved by the time that I was at Vlad, I'd already saved the nine or so minutes over Audion's run. So I attribute that to doing the quest first, but I'm not quite sure where the time was lost there. Dang, I need to steal those status colors. Those look nice. I just tuned in, and how many rings does she have? Yeah, she found a ring shop that had an entire poly kit in it, so extremely stacked. Meanwhile, Adeon is farther ahead, but he's not doing too well here. He doesn't have body armor, so I assume he's fighting these elf lord, elf lady. It says elf queen, but it's a little bit of a confusing. Those used to be elf lords, so I'll just call them like elf lords for now. Because like elven king would be like the highest level, and I think it's elf monarch, elf noble. Okay, but yeah, he's looking for body armor now because he only has AC 2, so that's a little bit awkward for him. But doesn't find any, unfortunately, and doesn't find a musical instrument either. Has Adeon been mocked for his map symbols enough recently? No, he hasn't. So far, only one person has come in here to mock his map symbols. So you can be the second one, Bach. Also, welcome. Sorry, Luxie, I was away longer than anticipated. Please don't beat me again. You're fine. Yeah, you're fine, K2. I just gave them the pace bin, so it's no problem. I also only told you like yesterday at the last minute, so I didn't expect you to actually do it, but thanks. Okay, so Aoi doing some polyselfing here, trying to become a vampire lord, but failing several times. You have about a 20% chance of missing your role on that. So, and anyone who plays Pokemon or anyone who's played NetHack even knows that a 20% chance happens way, way, way too often. But Adeon with actually a pretty significant lead here. He's on D18. But at any point, I think Aoi is good to dig straight down. But I think she might just play it safe and go through the levels one by one. We'll see what she ends up doing. I wonder what the Sokoban item that Adeon missed earlier was. He could double back and get it after he finishes the castle. That would be an interesting choice, I think, because you'd only waste like a couple minutes on it, and it's fairly likely that it's a wish target. And yeah, the player's actually visiting the double shop room this time. Wow. Adeon actually got one earlier, so that's a fairly new thing, Man Devil. So NetHack 3.7, there's a new special room. There's a new special room that has an armory and a weapon shop in the same area. Prior to that, there was no way to get two shops on the same level. Do double shopkeepers fight for each other if you attack one? Ooh, that's an interesting idea. You should maybe make a pull request for that or something. So in on NetHacks, and on NetHacks Black Market, there's a version that has multiple shopkeepers, and all the shopkeepers come out to fight you if you piss off one of them. So I don't know, that would also be an interesting idea for the special room twin businesses in 3.7. Although I know the special rooms in NAC are still they're still in their infancy. Oh, he's taking a hit from the wand of fire there, but he reads a scroll of teleportation. He's fighting a giant in there, but coming very, very close to death here. On dungeon level 21, I don't know if he has anything. I don't know if he has anything to beat the castle with yet. That will depend on his tools and like whatever rings he has. This Ogre King is really bad news. But he manages to level teleport and escape. Should be fine now. Should be fine now. Maybe he can backtrack to Soko now that he might have slightly better armor. Uh, AFKS for a sec, going to harvest from the garden and take you with me from this raining. Oh, that sounds pretty cozy. Enjoy your time, American Elm. Yeah, and Aoi is polypiling her rings, gambling for conflict, probably. There's nothing else that you really want. Normally you would need levitation, or you would want levitation. You don't actually need levitation, as I found out. You can throw rocks in the plane of air. This works too. But so she's absolutely gambling for conflict here. I think she should be putting down scrolls too as well because oh, that's an iron golem, but so lost some rings there, but no big deal, I guess. I can't believe Adeon's AC is still 6. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that, Tomo. I think he should really try to get that a little bit lower. I would have picked up the splint mail. I would have picked up the splint mail and try to wear some kind of body armor because having negative AC gives you a damage reduction, which is damage reduction is obviously important. Any amount that you can get. So you can win at around pretty comfortably at around -5 AC. So you don't even need that much. Is that brain damage back in the run? Oh, are you talking about Audion's pet? Uh, WTF, Aoi got gray DSM. So yeah, she must have picked that up, and she must have picked that up at some point. But that's a really good find for her. She has most of her kit together already. So +1 Gray Dragon Scale Mail. Yeah, she had Genocide earlier, so I assume that's where that came from. Because normally you would not wish for an item. You would not wish for an item at +1. That's just generally a lower expected value, so not much reason to do that. And Adeon finding a large shop here after backtracking from D21, so maybe he can find something to beat the castle with. I think like movement wise, he definitely has the advantage over Aoi, but we'll see. Yeah, I also missed the reverse genocide, but it seems to have happened. It seems to have happened from the enchantment of the gray DSM. But Gray Dragon, that's kind of the new meta now. That's what I've been doing personally. And normally for street games, you would go for Silver Dragon Mail, obviously. But here, in a speedrun, you want to save wishes, and you have two chances of getting reflection. You have a 75% chance of getting reflection from most Medusa variants, and you also have a good chance of getting reflection from the Sokoban variant as well. So approximately a 50% chance there. But are we digging straight for the castle here? Ooh, that's a big throne room. Maybe something to clear out. The dragons might have like healing potions or something like that, even if we no longer care about dragon scale mail. But yeah, Aoi enchanted her pickaxe to +6 as well, so that should be great for some really fast digging. Especially if you're a dwarf, you actually dig faster too. But Aoi at Medusa. Adeon actually backtracking here too. Adeon is backtracking here too, back to the trolls that he left behind. Hitting the troll with the cockatrice corpse. Hitting the second troll with the cockatrice corpse as well. And he should be able to pick up the Soko prize now with no issues. And he's level 12, so he actually might be closer to early quest than Aoi. So both players still in this. I think Aoi definitely took the lead here, though. Soko comes out to exactly 50-50. Yeah, it is. Because it's like 75-25 and 25-75, so that makes sense. Uh, +1 wishes for the risk averse. Says Tone Hack. I assume that's in reference to Gray Dragon Scale Mail. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The old meta used to wish for what Adeon used to do is he used to wish for the Scepter of Might, but that has since been nerfed pretty significantly. The Scepter of Might only gives its magic resistance when wielded, so you would have to use it as a weapon, and since Valkyries are unskilled, that's not ideal. Not an ideal weapon by any means. Looks like he picked up the Soko. Looks like he picked up the Soko prize though. Picking it up at 43 minutes into the run. So, oh, but there's also an arc lich here. He's gonna need to dig down. Gonna need to dig down again. I don't know if he has charges left on his wand of digging or not. But he should be able to dig down regardless of whether he's stunned or not, I want to say. Right. Okay, but he did also have the unicorn horn, so a very important item for when you become stunned. Otherwise, you pretty much lose the game whenever you're stunned, unfortunately. It's just that powerful of a status effect. But yeah, aoei is super stacked with the levitation ring, too, as well as others have pointed out. Going for Medusa here. Might find reflection. Also has a way to blind herself, but looking like a pretty straightforward game here so far. Okay, so Adeon, he's actually reading some identify scrolls, trying to figure things out. Looks like he doesn't have anything terribly interesting at the moment. Cursed Minds 3 Ring of Gain Constitution. Yeah, so no like conflict or polymorph control or anything that aoei has right now in her game. Oh, a statue of Medusa and a plumed helmet for aoei. I don't know. I don't know if the plumed helmet is something good or not, but it's definitely not a normal helmet. So it could be a helm of brilliance. It could be something else entirely. Most interesting would probably be a helm of opposite alignment that saves yet another wish for her. So she could do a lot of things with her wishes, especially if the wand is 0-3. We'll see. Did not get the Perseus drop. That's okay though. Like I said, she has tons of resources. She can just pick it up later. As long as she doesn't die to a black dragon at the castle or something like that, don't call me out on that if that ends up happening, please. Because that's so unlikely and probably avoidable too, because she has the +3 small shield that should block the first hit. But if she can just pick up the Wand of Wishing now, she should be fine. So the Black Dragon Disintegration Breath, it'll first destroy your shield, and it destroys your cloak and body armor, and then you. So you wouldn't die. You wouldn't die from being hit from it. So I don't expect her to have too much trouble with that. As life saving as well. Right? Are you serious? That's actually like a crazy perfect game though. Without minus the bathroom break, it could very easily be it could have very easily been PB, just because of how insane it was. I didn't realize how crazy that first seed was, but Adeon definitely missing out on a lot. And no black dragons. Okay, that's great. That's great. No way that I could have cursed that then if there are no black dragons if there are no black dragons there in the first place. No purple L. Yeah, I know it's 3.7, but I can still be happy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, purple L are the bane. Purple L and Castle were the bane of my existence. Like I would just go down there. I'd just go down there. I'd have all the stuff I needed to clear the castle, and then I would just lose because there was a purple L. Like what can you do about that? If you're not already on the stairs, you're pretty much screwed. But so thankfully those days are over, and they only appear in Gehenna now. But I wonder how Aoi's actually going to finish. I wonder how she's actually going to finish this level because there are a number of ways that she could. There's a number of ways approaches that she could do. She could do backdoor. If she has an instrument, she can also use the drawbridge, or she can use her polykit to sneak in. Let's see. She's gonna phase. I assume that's what she's doing with the by detecting the objects first and then rolling the boulder over. But you don't actually need to roll the boulder over there because that's completely unnecessary. The Zorn has magical breathing, so it can just walk straight through the water, and then you can just leave your bag on the ground, and then after that, like come back out and get it. So this preparation phase is not necessary in my opinion. Adeon fighting some soldiers here. I think he could do to replace some of his equipment actually, because I think some of his equipment is pretty badly burned if I remember correctly. He has a +3 pair of speed boots, a thoroughly burnt elven shield, and a burnt pair of leather gloves. So replacing the burnt gloves and shield would be great. They sink, but they don't breathe. I recall them having magical breathing for some reason. Let me check the wiki. Oh, it does not breathe. Okay, okay. That's different from having magical breathing, I guess. So it has no need of breathing. They're non-breathing. Okay. The enemy AI won't do it, but the player can take advantage of it. That's really interesting. That's really interesting. So yeah, not being able to breathe, so they could just walk, they could sink into the water and then make it to the other side. So they're still affected by like water turbulence and the like. They're not swimmers, so. But yeah, that's not something you learn about until you start doing turn count speedruns. I think I dipped my toes in that a little bit. I got like a 9K run, which is okay. Oh, Adeon running into this new dangerous monster, the Displacer Beast. Those things hit extremely hard, as you can see. Stripped him of most of his health. He has speed boots, so he's able to get away, but there's a cockatrice blocking his path. So he digs down to the Medusa level, but he very very easily die here to Raven. So we'll see how he does. I think this area is sufficiently blocked off from the Displacer Beast. Somehow it made it over the hole though, but it might be tracking straight towards him. So he needs to get away from that thing. That thing, it's actually very, very difficult to kill them in melee because of their unique property. So whenever you try to attack it in melee by moving, I think it has a 50% chance of, you have a 50% chance of just like straight up missing it. He's not going to be, I think he will be tempted to try to hit it with this cockatrice corpse, but I don't think he will be successful because it actually has decent AC and the displacement property that I talked about earlier. So this does not bode. I don't think this strategy will bode well for him. So potentially extremely dangerous. He's not aware of what this monster is capable of either. So he seems to be retreating for now. That's good. That's good. But they're very dangerous. The only saving grace really about them is that they have zero MRs. So usually with like a bugle or some kind of a scare instrument, then I choose to simply ignore them, but as you can see, oh, he manages to get the hit off after only one displacement. So, wow, is he still wielding the? Okay, he's not wielding the cockatrice corpse anymore. Thank God. That would have been a little bit awkward if he ran into an unseen hole or something with that. Like, don't travel with the cockatrice corpse in hand. It's aoei picking up the Wand of Wishing. Wand of Wishing 02. So quite a respectable number of wishes. That's the average. That's the average, actually. So you can get anywhere between 1 and 3 wishes. So yeah, I really think that she should have no problems with getting up to the quest. It's just getting to it in a timely manner. And a water nymph just stole Audion's holy water and walked over the water with it. So that's a rip. It could have been something way worse than that, though. So I suppose it wasn't the worst thing to steal. He can always make more holy water. Yeah, she already has a marker, and she already has a marker, and she already is charging. So I assume that she hasn't wished for anything quite just yet. The next thing to do for her is to do the quest. So we'll see how she goes with that. Oh, Adeon actually using boulders. He's actually using boulders here to try to complete the try to complete Medusa's the Medusa level. I don't know if you have enough boulders for this. I really don't think you do. So with two scrolls of Earth, that would give you like 9 boulders, right? So that would only let you. Maybe he can get to. Maybe he can get to a couple of these islands, but I don't know how far he can make it. And without a way to get into the castle here, you're pretty much out of luck. Out of luck too if he manages to get there. I didn't see an instrument earlier in his inventory when he opened it, so I think he might not. I think he might not be quite in a good spot yet. So yeah, 9 boulders each skull, so 18 boulders. It should be enough to get you to at least 2 of these islands, I guess. Does he know this Medusa level? That's a great question. I didn't remember. Oh, but he just blanked some scrolls of magic mapping, so that's not good either. Still carrying most of his stuff. So I think I see the statue of Perseus is actually the statue of Perseus is actually on the top, isn't it? So the one on the far left would be Medusa. I would go for the statue of Perseus and just dig down with the pickaxe here. I think that would be the best strategy. Yeah, Medusa is in the bottom left, and you might have enough boulders. You have enough boulders to reach Perseus actually. Just like push it diagonally past that tree, and then just like push like 2 more boulders there. But Medusa is turned to stone by your reflection. You kill Medusa. Okay, but there's no Perseus here. But like Amateur Hour said, he might not be aware that Perseus is not on top of Medusa here. But object detection actually reveals the statue of Perseus. But in the meantime, finally Craig's pointed out, Aoi is using the Aoi is using the Master Mind Flayer form here, probably the strongest humanoid form. So you do an extra like 5d10 damage, which is absolutely nuts. Considering that Excalibur only does an extra d10 damage, and it's one of the strongest artifacts in the game. You just need to be careful about what you eat the brains of. But yeah, it fills up. It felt like Craig said, it fills up the messages with battle spam pretty well too. But killing all of these guys, maybe looking for a bugle or something like that. If she doesn't already have a horn, has tons of food too. That food is more important in a turn count speed run rather than a real time speed run. You don't need too much food. You don't need too much food on these. You can eat corpses. You can eat corpses in a real time speed run. So choosing to clear out the castle stores here. Sometimes I bother with this, and sometimes I don't. You don't really need. The only boots that I found that I need on a speedrun are the water walking boots that have Vlad's Tower, and I use that to cross water and Gehenna. And that's about all I need. That's about all the boots I need, really. You don't really need like speed or jumping boots, I don't think. But speed boots are nice to have. They reduce the amount of harassment that you take. So but Adeon actually making it to the maze below Medusa, and he's trawling through this. He's trawling through this. He's just like exploring it, which I'm not sure why he's doing that either, because I suppose he may not have enough to go to the castle, but this is not the right place. This is not the right place to be looking for items to clear the castle with, in my opinion. Master Mind Flayer isn't always amazing versus soldiers because of helmets. Minotaur is possibly better, but I'm not sure. Usually in speedruns, with large forms tone, I choose to prefer, in a real time especially, I choose to prefer to avoid fights with the Zorn with the Zoran rather than engaging everything in combat there. So if you were to use a large form, then I would probably just use Zoran to quietly move into the armor area, into the armor storehouse, and then see what was up there if I was interested in that. I use this a lot more in the monk speedrun because Zorn because the monk quest artifact lets you see through walls, and Zorn can also walk through walls, so you can just treat everything as your own personal big room, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Adeon getting down to AC -2. There's no. Oh my gosh, he actually killed the Minotaur. Oh, that's absolutely nuts. What the heck? There's no way he should have survived that. He just attacked that. He just attacked that Minotaur and that Zorn at the same time, and then managed to survive somehow. Like what? Ah, he slept it. Okay. Gosh, there's so much I'm missing whenever whenever I don't read all the text. Well, yeah, that makes more sense than him surviving several rounds of combat with the Minotaur, I suppose. Yeah, this is why he's the best. Yeah, Minotaurs have really low monster magic resistance, so any hex will work on them pretty nicely. So that's always a good option for disposing of them. Okay, so is he using a solver? This seems like a pretty unusual strategy. So we're here, one tumbler click, one gear turn. Choosing some different letters this time. He's taking a little bit of time between looking at it, so I think I think it might be a solver. I'm not sure. Gotta have a co-commentator to watch whichever competitor you're not aware of. Yeah, I should get more people. I should get more people on here. The couple times that I did it, the couple times that I did co-commentate with someone, it was pretty fun. So, disperse. This is actually live. So, yep, I have no idea what's going on. We got a master lich. Cockatrice corpse wielded. Your wielded cockatrice corpse rots away on the same turn. Really, really unfortunate. Wow. Okay, so he does have the bugle though. So wow, they're actually pretty close. But he doesn't know where the upstairs are. So oh, he's getting stripped. This may not be good, especially if he gets more like nasty summoned on him. That could be pretty terrible. But he's putting his armor back on. And maybe he can get a kill. Maybe he can get a kill on the Master Lich. One possible way would be to... Where is it? Where did it go? It seems to be gone now. Maybe it was some kind of shape changer or something. I don't know what happened to it. Or it fled upstairs. That's also another possibility. Yeah, it probably did flee upstairs. You're right. Yeah, and I don't think it was a shapeshifter because we don't see anything on the upstairs right now, so... Oh, that effervescent potion might be healing. He can chug... he might just chug that. Sometimes I get potions that I'm pretty sure are healing. There are monsters that don't leave corpses but also have defensive items, like mains are pretty notable for that. So it can be a way of determining like certain healing potions and scrolls as well. It could have turned into something brainless, but then it would pretty quickly turn into something that had a brain again. So I don't expect it to be a shape changer. It probably fled, which is fine. But Aoi is also taking her sweet time here at Castle. So polypiling, trying to gamble for that ring of conflict. At this point, I just wish for it. She has so many wishes. She can do whatever she wants at this. She can do whatever she wants right now. So it really really doesn't matter. But yeah, Adeon, even though he's playing from behind, he's still doing really well. So we'll see what he decides to wish for in this castle and how many wishes he actually has. So you still get purple L in the castle. I thought that got patched out. I think a demi lich can gain level and go purple. Yeah, that's still something that can happen, but a purple L normally won't spawn here. But that might just be an exceptionally unlucky seed. I don't know. Maybe I should check that out later. But he's getting kind of owned right now by those throne room monsters there. But okay, managed to dispose of most of them, so all good. That Guardian Naga, I'm not sure if it's peaceful or not. The Guardian Naga can paralyze you, so it's pretty annoying, nasty to run into. And Adeon finds the Wand of Wishing. Wow, so fairly close race here. I don't think aoei can get complacent at this point because they're both at the same point in the game, even though she has quite a bit more than him. We'll see what happens. But yeah, disperse. I just started doing these. I started doing these like a couple of months ago, I think, and a lot of people have really been enjoying them. So I do like doing this too. So I've been commentating over these, but I would like to run in the next one if at all possible, especially since Adeon is starting to run again, and that's very exciting to see. Still in awe that he got the Wand of Wishing, having like 7 AC and 4 AC for so long. It is pretty unusual, I'd say that, but I don't know how. It can be pretty difficult. He had some tough. He definitely had some tough scrapes getting here, but he managed to get here nonetheless. And picking up Dragon Scale Mail here. I do not know if he has enchant armor though to make it into Dragon Scale Mail. You can absolutely win the game with only Dragon Scales. It's a bit annoying, but I've had to do it before. And yeah, I do have the record for the any percent any percent ascension with no bones, and I guess it's no bones any percent because with bones the speed run is pretty brain dead, and it's kind of like new game. It's a completely different category. But yeah, I have the fastest win in NetHack at 52 minutes 51 seconds. I've gotten pretty close to beating that recently, so I do need to stream some of my own runs more often because I submitted to GDQ, and they actually want you to go through and do runs so that they know that you're practicing. So I'm gonna have to stream that more often, even though I do want to stream other games and I have a lot of plans, but we'll see. Right, so Aoi finally deciding to leave here. She has teleport control and curse to telly, so she is teleported back to D12, and probably looking for the quest is XP 14 already, so a little bit ahead of Adeon here, and she'll remain ahead as long as she has more resources, I think. So, yo, Luxie, how do you feel about participants repeating the same seed until someone wins? I don't like I said, like I don't like that seed. I don't like the metagaming that seed knowledge entails. I don't want to go into a I don't want to go into a general store and then quit and then after that like immediately identify all the items and be able to use them meaningfully in my next run. That seems really cheaty to me, so I don't know if I like that. This isn't a perfect solution either. I understand that, but I think it's far better than doing several unseated runs just because of the possibility of getting stenoed like in the first like in the first race. For those of you who were not here for the first race, player named Steno got 3 orc towns in a row, got exceptionally bad luck, and did not manage to ascend. And yeah, that's really not it really wasn't his fault. So after that, a user named Ifitagon helped me out a lot with making this helped us out a lot by making this version of NetHack where you can define the RNG seed, Setseed, and that defines the items. It does not define monster generation or death drops, but items and the layout of the dungeon are the same. Yeah, but dying loses you time, and seed knowledge speeds up your catch up. So maybe just discourage cheesing. I'd have to consider that some more. But like I said, you have no reason to identify. You have no reason to identify anything. You have no reason to identify anything if you already know it. So, but Adeon choosing to go deeper into Gehenna. He has XP XP 13. He was inside a steam vortex there. He does not have fire resistance, so I think I'm not sure if the steam vortex or the fire vortex is the one with the passive attack. But I think the fire vortex does and not the steam vortex, but he chose to play that a little bit safer there. Looking for a Wraith Corpse, maybe? Absolutely, but the way that I usually look for, oh, we see a wish. Blessed Bag of Holding from Adeon, so definitely a useful wish for someone who hasn't found a sack or anything at this point. And Aoi going into the quest, just getting accepted. So I'd say she has about a... if Adeon decides to hustle here, she has about a 5 to 10 minute lead, which is not a lot. But yeah, after Adeon manages to get through this, maybe he can find a Wraith Corpse. He has a Ring of Conflict, and the Ring of Conflict actually, the Ring of Conflict will increase the chance of you getting a Wraith Corpse, and it does that because whenever monsters kill each other, it actually only checks. It actually only checks once for the corpse. For the you only have a 1/3 chance of drop, 1/3 less chance of dropping the corpse instead of like 1/9, I believe. But whenever monsters kill each other as opposed to you killing them, it's a little bit of a quirk in the code. I think someone showed it to me before. Tone Hack, I wonder what the Norn thinks when you return as a Mind Flayer. I don't know, they seem pretty chill regardless of what you return as. Like, you can return as a completely different... You can return as a completely different person, a completely different gender, a completely different monster, and they're still like, oh, welcome back! Oh, we're so happy to see you! We needed your help! Yeah, I can't imagine your lawful buddies would be too happy about seeing you return as a lich, though. Like that seems like that seems like you probably did something awful to get there. So I don't know. There's no lichdom ritual in NetHack, unfortunately, to become a lich permanently. But you can look like a lich for a little while. Oh, but Adeon having some trouble here. He um, Albrecht does not work in Gehenna, so this is the first level of the Valley of the Dead. So let's hope he doesn't die here. He's just looking for one more Wraith Corpse, and Aoi on Surtur's level at 130, 131. So this isn't a sub 2 hour pace, but if she can take her time and win, I think she should be able to take this race. Just because of how well she's doing. She also has, let's see, she also has a cursed amulet of life saving on. So yep, definitely doing great here. As a teleport control and teleportation on too, actually. So probably trying to take the stairs from Surtur here, but she can probably just whack him a couple times as a Master Mind Flayer. He doesn't have too much health, and if she can get an extra turn on him, that would be nice. Putting on regen to try and heal up a little bit. Doesn't want to walk over the lava. You don't want to walk over there because you could get depolyed over the lava or something, and then that would be pretty awkward. But you have a little trouble lifting a glass orb named the Orb of Fate. So that's the orb from Aoi. That's the first of the 3 invocation items. So looking great. Return as a fire giant. Oh, that should be a thing, Toad. Like if you're polymorphed into your quest buddies grudge you if you're polymorphed into one of the quest monsters. I think that would be funny. But then they would just depoly you and then realize who you were. So okay, but looks like Adeon he didn't get the Wraith Corpse that he was looking for, so we'll see what he decides to do here. As of recently, I've just been reverse genociding Wraiths instead of bothering with the Valley. As you can see, the Valley took a lot of time there. I want to say it took like well over 5 minutes. just to clear out, and it takes even longer if you choose to go through all the boxes and stuff. So I don't know how much I like clearing it out like that. Reverse Genocide Wraiths is faster, and if you have teleport control, you can skip the valley entirely, which is what I've been choosing to do recently as well. Running into another Displacer Beast here. As you can see, even at -5, it's still doing huge damage to him. I hope he doesn't die here. This would be a really bad place to die. And then he just assumes that the Displacer Beast is safe to eat, and he assumes correctly, but still. Still, he's eating a monster that he's never seen before in his entire life. So, Adeon going into Gehenna. So, I wonder what he's doing here. He doesn't have the Orb of Fate yet, and he hasn't attempted the quest yet. So maybe looking for that elusive last level. We'll see. Oh, he's busting out the Orcus first strategy to pick up the Wand of Death. I suppose though that is a possibility. And then use the Wand of Death against Surtur. I don't know, usually I choose to clear out the dungeon first before I go down here, for obvious reasons. It's pretty dangerous down here. But that should be exciting. Meanwhile, Aoei's doing some less exciting but still necessary things. Doing some inventory management on an altar, looks like. It doesn't seem like Adeon is aware of the the elite bugle strategy. The bugle, I think the bugle was buffed in 3.6, although I can't find any mention of them buffing it anywhere. But it used to not scare monsters, but now it does. Looks like he's fighting Asmodeus, who seems to have left the level for some weird reason. Because it gets angry and then it just mysteriously vanishes. So he might have drank a cursed gain level or something like that. Maybe he does. Maybe he does live for danger because yeah, I wouldn't be totally comfortable with that kit, right now, even though he has magic resistance and reflection. But we see the 3.7, we see the 3.6, 3.7 speed system kicking in there as Jublex gets 2 quick turns. If he gets multiple quick turns, that can be really dangerous for you. You can apply sickness multiple times. You know, like pretend he's Demogorgon for a few seconds. But without the Orb of Fate, Adeon isn't actually able to kill these Minotaurs, so he has to use sleep charges on them. You can also use a Bugle, so a great idea would be to use the Bugle, I think. That should solve most of his problems down here. Tone hack Lenny face. Who's the winning? Right now, Aoi is. It seems like Adeon is farther ahead, but Aoi is actually winning because she has done the. She has completed the quest already. So Adeon has not completed the quest, and he's going deeper into Gehenna. And another one of the reasons this is weird is that he does know about the 3.7 change where that lets the Orb of Fate map find the stairs in Gehenna. So it's unusual to do Gehenna first, but he does know magic mapping, so it's a possibility. Oh, there's no way he survives that. Okay, yeah. See that Minotaur just taking him down to. Ooh, that was way too close. And even that Zerudi is doing a lot of damage to him. These are definitely things you should try to scare away and not fight. Yeah, Jubilex, I'm catching up on back scroll a little bit here. Jubilex digging is nerfed in 3.7. It only does half his health, so but it's still better than nothing. But you can just stay inside him and hit him to death because he's speed 3, if I recall correctly. So you should be able to hit him 4 times or every single time that he can hit you. He is being pretty crazy, right now. Actually exploring these levels by hand too. I don't think Aoi will opt to do that, but we see Aoi entering Gehenna here too after completing her inventory management. Going to dungeon level 36, so she has the resources to do that, so puts her pretty squarely ahead of Adeon here. She's going to look for the gonna look for Vlad's tower using the Orb of Fate, I assume. Also, Adeon has not genocided liches, so he's in for a world of hurt if Purple Lich actually spawns. Or no, he's in for a world of hurt right now because of this Blue Catherium. But HP 37. This is not good. I think the play here is to use the Bugle, but like I said, I don't know if he's aware of. I don't know if he's aware that the Bugle can be used in that fashion or not. Yeah, this is super scary. Does he have anything to throw at the Warhorse to try to make it out? He might try to E. Does he know no E in hell? I saw he didn't try earlier, so I assume that he knows that. The food ration misses the Warhorse. Okay. I think he can survive one more round with the Blue Catherium, but I'm not sure. Okay, he managed to get the kill, but there's also a Flesh Golem on top of him. Gets the kill on that too. There's also another Minotaur and a... What is that? Is that a captain or an elven? Or an elf lord? In the meantime, aoei killing Balzibub. I think she has no problems here. She has a pretty good AC for a speedrun, especially with the combined with the Master Mind Flare form, giving her minus 18. So I don't know how long it takes to do the quest actually. So doing Gehenna first. Doing Gehenna actually has no level restriction or anything. You can see, so might be able to knock out some of the goals before getting the levels that you need. He's actually pretty close to. That's a Minotaur though, and he's confused. Hmm. He's actually pretty. He should be pretty close to Vlad, if not already at Vlad. Already at Vlad, but it's very difficult to find Vlad. It's very difficult to find Vlad if you have a limited amount of magic mapping and you don't have the Orb of Fate to locate the stairs. But aoei finding Vlad here. She probably found it with her crystal ball named the Orb of Fate, like I was saying. But Adeon going up, choosing to go back up at this point. He's at level 13, so still not enough. Still not enough for the quest, so we'll see what he chooses to do here. But he's heading back up to safety. Has had quite enough of dancing with death down there in Gehenna. Maybe a smart choice, but he did lose some time there exploring the levels. Has the only ring that you really need, which is conflict, but not having teleport control can slow you down. But are we at 1 hour and 41 minutes? Still on the first seed. I guess from the timing. I guess from the timing on the stream, as she's been going for an hour and 45, counting the time that it took to put in the seeds. Wow, they changed Covetous AI in 3.7. Yeah, so they will actually use the Vlad stairs. They will actually use the Vlad stairs and the other upstairs, so it's really annoying whenever there's the level with the two upstairs. And they will try to use it downstairs in levels like Sokoban and Vlad's tower that go up instead of down. Cryptonym seems risky being a Master Mind Flayer. I don't think so. I think she knows what she's doing. Obviously, you risk meleeing a cockatrice, but I don't expect that to be too much of an issue, to be honest. I think that she'll be okay there because she has an Amulet of Life Saving, and she's done this before. So in turn count speedruns especially. So is there a slight risk? Yeah, but it's a risk that I'm willing to accept. They seem way more willing to run away on the stairs instead of sitting and healing. If like a 3-4-3, if they were on stairs and healing and then you went close, then they would run. Seems like you don't even need to be close. Or I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't think the fleeing. I don't think the AI for them fleeing has been changed at all. But Adeon going on the quest. Maybe he can catch up on a little bit of lost time here. But he is level 14. He should be able to make it in. Like I said before, he has better movement than aoei, so he can actually get caught up, even if aoei has better, even if aoei has better items. So aoei has also meleeed cockatrices and died, but I'm sure they're on the lookout now. Well, haven't we all meleeed cockatrices and died? I mean, I've done that before, and I'm sure she's done that before, but it's not really worth genociding cockatrices either, just because cockatrices. I pronounced that wrong. I pronounced that wrong too, but it's not really worth genociding cockatrices either because of how useful they are. So, you do really want a cockatrice corpse for astral, for the astral plane. That can be that can be a game changer. Really, the only thing it doesn't kill are the riders, and you can kill them with other means like the wand of death. So. Adeon putting on the Ring of Conflict here. I don't think he managed to get to Orcus, so he does not have the Wand of Death here for that tiny 30-second time save or whatever it is. How do you pronounce Luxadream? More like Luxadream or more like Luxadream? Some people call me Luxie. I don't bother to correct them usually. But that's the only other like alternate pronunciation I've heard for my name. Some people actually call me a lucid dream, which is not really how it's which is not really how it's spelled either. But okay, but Adeon should be coming up on the quest goal pretty soon. While aoei has finished up, aoei's finished up with Vlad and is probably heading towards Orcus and others, including the Wizard of Yenders. And yep, in the first fake Wiz Tower here, doesn't seem to be anything, but we'll see how her Ascension run is. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how quickly either player will do them. The Mysterious Force has been nerfed in this version, so we're in version 3.7. So every time the Mysterious Force triggers, it actually gets less likely to trigger from there. So it's a pretty significant change. I've done the math on it, and it's a chaotic character pre 3.7 would actually be slower than a lawful character post 3.7, so that's pretty interesting. Lucid ream, like a ream of paper. That makes sense. Ooh, but Audion's actually out of wishes. He's on 1-0, so I don't know. I'm not sure how many wishes that had at first. I actually missed that part of the game, but being out of wishes is going to be pretty awkward. I know he likes to wish for items as he gets them, but fortunately he has the Ring of Conflict, so that should be the only thing that he needs. Okay, well, he decided to invoke the Orb of Fate to escape, but then actually rolled a lower level, which is pretty unlikely. So he's gonna waste some turns here and then try again. Waste some turns by running over the lava, just derping around a bit there. But he's not too far behind actually, compared to some of the other races that we've run. So still anyone's game here, especially if aoei runs into trouble in Astral or one of the planes. But it looks like she's stuck here doing some inventory management, probably blinking the scrolls and potions and stuff like that, which is not a bad idea. Especially at this point, you want to do most of your preparation before you enter, before you do the invocation ritual. Right. Getting another full ID there. Putting on her water walking boots. I don't know. She does have a ring of levitation, so the water walking boots aren't totally necessary at this point. I would never put it past either of these runners to splat, although apparently Adeon is invincible given some of the situations he has survived in this game. Yeah, he's taken a lot of risks, some of them necessary and some of them not. But he has speed boots. He's pretty well equipped. He has great. He has his magic resistance, his reflection, his marker. So he should have everything he needs except for opposite alignment. You can pick that up later though. Finn does not fear death. I can't confirm or deny the veracity of that statement. Yes, Aoi back reminding us that Aoi has splatted in the past right before the astral plane. She was actually heading. She was actually on her way up, very close to the ascension, and then zapped herself with a wand of cancellation, thinking it was a no message wand, and then this removed all charges from her wand of death, her wand of wishing, pretty much everything in open inventory. So a thoroughly unpleasant situation where, and then the wizard killed her on level 1. So it's called throwing for content. Looks like we've had plenty of content so far without throwing, so I like the way we're going right now. But Aoi finally getting through to Orcus here, but and picking up his Wand of Death. He hasn't zapped it yet, so it's not identified, but that's 100% a Wand of Death and a potion of extra healing too. So I think the only thing she has left in the game is to get the Book of the Dead. If Adeon hustles, he can actually get Vlad and the wizard in about 10 minutes. So really needs to hustle though, but he can make up for lost time. We see Aoi going for some safety strats. I think we see a couple of black unicorns there. Maybe picking up a unicorn horn. A unicorn horn is a really good idea to have because if pestilence or famine manages to get a melee attack on you, you kind of just die. Because when you get stunned, there's very few ways you can cure it. You can cure it with a lizard corpse, and you can also cure it with the lizard corpse. Yeah, that's about it. Even being life saved and revived doesn't cure your stun. So, and I learned that the hard way after I got meleeed by famine, and then I managed to kill him by snapping a wand in half. But then after that, I was stunned for too long, and then ended up dying and losing the run anyway. So a pretty frustrating way to die. That would be, especially how easy it is to take a single melee attack from one of the riders. But Aoi found the magic portal here and making her way up to the wizard. I don't expect her to have any trouble here. Massive amounts of HP and also the Master Mind Flare form as well. But I do like the safety strat that she did to get unicorns there. You gotta lock in the win at this point, especially since we only have another hour left to ascend. But I don't expect either of these players will have trouble ascending in the next hour or so. We'll see though. We'll see. Especially after Adeon got the Orb of Fate, he should be seeing far less trouble here. He seems to be wary of these mind flayers. He can actually just melee them because there's no more amnesia in there's no more amnesia in 3.7, so he should have no problems just hitting it in the face, and it shouldn't drain too much of his intelligence. Demo, having a unicorn horn is really good to have, but a lot of runs don't get it. I think she reverse genocided black dragons there. But are we going for the invocation ritual here while Adeon is struggling a little bit, killing this mind flayer? Trying to use auto travel, but that doesn't work too well here in the Valley of the Dead because of the stupid dart traps that they put. stupid dart trap that they put in the top right corner there, so you're just gonna have to walk. But using a reverse genocide scroll on that, she has plenty of resources, so it's a great safety strat. I would just YOLO without the unicorn horn, honestly. But like I said, it's better safe. It's better to be safe than sorry. At this point, I don't think Adeon can actually catch up. Can actually reasonably catch up. But we'll see. We'll see if we'll see if aoei actually has a really difficult ascension run. There's a lot of things that can go wrong here. Especially something like Demogorgon, for instance. He can appear through summon nasties. You wouldn't be afraid of losing the intelligence points. You can lose. You can lose a few and still be okay. What I would be worried about is going below 8, but yeah, you can lose that, but it's not like game ending to. It's not run ending anymore to melee them. Also, if I started with something like 6 intelligence, then yeah, a mind flayer could hacks me into a death. But why Helm of Opposite Alignment now and not after picking up Amulet? There is a reason for that demo, and it's well, she still has wishes left, so that's not really a good reason. But usually, I do pick it up before Sanctum. I do pick it up before Sanctum anyway, and that's because you don't want to rest your Wand of Wishing after the Sanctum. But I don't think that necessarily applies here. So yeah, she still has 1/1 left. It's just good to pick up early, I think. So no big deal. No big deal about that. But resting the Wand of Wishing on the Ascension run is pretty difficult to pull off sometimes because you can get random harassment from the wizard. Do you have to keep poly for control on when you've managed to change forms to what you want? So no. What poly control does is finally, Craig, whenever you choose to polymorph, whenever you choose, like you can choose what monster to polymorph into, and then after that you can take off polymorph control, and you'll stay in that monster form for about 1,000 turns, regardless. I think, or less than it can be less than that. If you rest after killing wizard, you can spawn a lot more. Yes, that's true as well. Like I said, the wizard harassment is not something that you want to deal with too much. But are we burdened here in the Sanctum level? But not burdened anymore. Maybe just got wounded legs or something. But she is used a Bell of Opening, and we can see the High Priest of Moloch there, and he's dead. He's gone already. No Cloak of Magic resistance for him. That's always an especially annoying game, but it's only about 1 in 21 games, I want to say. So some players might go their entire lifetimes without ever seeing that. Yeah, I thought it was that, but aoei kept those rings on for a bit that time around. Well, you normally do want to keep the rings on. If you're using a polyform a lot, you do want to keep the rings on because you want to re-poly in case you get knocked out of your polyform. You can just zap your wand of polymorph again and become a mastermind flare again, for instance. I've got it in about once in about 20 ascensions, so that sounds about right. Yeah, I've had it happen to me a few times, so that probably speaks to however many ascensions I have, which I haven't looked at my player page in a while. So, but It looks like there's some discussion about the Ravens Medusa level. That's fairly new level. I don't know if I like that Medusa level particularly because of the fact that the Perseus statue is displaced from Medusa, and that you probably need somewhere to cross the water in order to get to it. Alright, but I don't think Adeon is actually using the Orb of Fate to find stairs here, but very clearly Aoi is. So she's making her way up through some of these clearly unexplored levels on her way back up with the amulet. But Adeon is only at only at what seems to be Orcus right now, and he's making his way to Vlad's tower as we speak. So I think the only thing that could keep Aoi down from winning at this point would be an astral splat or something similar. So we'll see. I think she will play with caution though, having made it this far. There's definitely a few things to worry about between now and there. Yeah, partially the reason why the growing trees passage is so disruptive because there are so few ways. There are so few ways to kill to actually destroy trees in that hack, which is why I which is why I suggested that you could burn trees, which seems like an obvious interaction, but I heard that there was some I heard that there was some discussion about that, so I'm quite happy with the result. Yes, Ariana finishing Vlad, so he's at 2 out of 3. Just needs to do the Book of the Dead now. Can he catch up? If he really hustles, I think he can, but I don't know. He's not in a particularly great position as far as resources go either. So we'll see how it goes. He just picked up the Amulet of Life Saving. That's always a good safety item to have, especially in these runs. You never know what's going to happen, and even if you have the Amulet of Reflection, sometimes do choose to pick up the a shield off of an angel or something like that, even as late as Astral. But he's running into 2 Minotaurs here, and manages to dig through the floor and escape. So he has plenty of escape items at this point. But trying to fight through that would have been suicide. Yeah, the mighty bugle would have worked as well, of course. See, this is exactly why I play only tourist. Yeah, and how would tourist help here? How would tourist help here, Cryptonym? Probably the Platinum Yendorian Express card. I actually did a race with Aoi using tourist as my role, so that was pretty fun. It's on Tone's YouTube channel. But the Orb of Fate isn't something to be scoffed at either. Like I said, it doubles your health, so it essentially doubles your health. It reduces, more specifically, it reduces physical and magical damage by half. So it also has damage for stuff like I didn't not firebolt. It's the Psy bolt, the spell casting monster attack that doesn't check AC. So Antonauts, the camera heart. Oh yes, the camera is also quite important for a tourist. But I had some trouble there at Jubilex. He can't be brain sucked since he's just a giant blob. So the Mastermind Flare form doesn't do as much damage to him as it would normally to other demon lords. But she also has the +6 Excalibur and a +6 pickaxe. So How long do they stay blinded by the camera? I'm not sure, but what you care about with the camera is not necessarily the blinding per se, but you care about making it scare monsters, which is about a 2 in 3 chance, and it ignores magic resistance. So if you have a camera, you can scare. If you have a camera, then you can scare monster. You can scare monsters that normally can't be scared in any way, like the riders, for instance. I think Whiskey Rose John is watching. He enjoys using the camera to scare riders. I normally forget about that, but that's something that really should not be forgotten about. I mean, if you could find an early Grace Wanderer Seed tourist, would be viable because you could kill things before they do a lot of damage to you. Oh, tourist isn't the hardest game role early game. It is definitely down there, but I think it's pretty fun. Aoi still in Gehenna here, doing Asmodeus's level. This one is particularly frustrating, but I really like they let you teleport in them after the Demon Lord is dead. So if Asmo is dead, she should be able to teleport here. Every time I try to use a camera to scare something, it fails, and then they're blind, and then I can't Albereth. I don't know, Toad. And then you can use it on things that don't respect Albereth. You can use it on things that don't respect Albereth as well. Like I said, the riders, other like elves and soldiers and stuff like that. So it does have some use to it. But I guess I mainly use it because I don't use Albereth too. Oh, the Kraken swings itself around you. You were wearing a blessed ring of levitation. Startled, the Kraken can no longer hold you. Great. Wow. Jeez. I don't know. That got a little bit scary for a second, but he clearly knew what to do there. Obviously, with a bugle, there are no trouble. The krakens and the other sea monsters are no trouble either. But Aoi should be coming out of Gehenna here pretty quickly on D30 and pulling out a potion of holy water to uncurse some of her items, I assume. Let's take a look at and see what she has right now. Very rusty gauntlets of power, conflict, levitation, regen, teleport controls. Pretty much everything you could ask for here. Pretty much everything you would ask for from a kit here. I don't know how many tele wands she has though. That'll be pretty important later. The tele wands would be off the screen right now, so I can't actually see them. But LOL, imagine bugles and brogue. Imagine bugles in literally any other game. But monsters that are cornered in NetHack will still hit you. And every monster in NetHack has its magic resistance value, which determines whether or not it will get scared. So monsters with high magic resistance won't get scared. So, for example, if you try to use the bugle on a lich, it definitely won't work. Imagine bugles in real life. Oh my gosh, that's terrifying. You're just running around. You're just running around the streets, just like scaring people left. You're just scaring people left and right because you're playing a bugle really loudly. You know, I don't know. I don't know though. I've played a musical instrument in public, and it doesn't seem to have the same effect. I guess Ali doesn't have enough wishes here for a gain level to skip Valley, so she's walking through Valley. Quite a respectable time here still. 2 hours and 7 minutes for her. And the Ascension run typically takes about 20. I think she has about 10 minutes left on the Ascension run, so we'll see something around 2:20 here for her if she does win. So that's a pretty impressive race time there. Whenever I got my first sub 2 hour Ascension, I definitely would not have been able to do that. Adeon getting paralyzed by the shade there. You really need the bugle to avoid shades. Otherwise, shades can give you a lot of trouble. He does have speed boots though, so he doesn't worry too much about losing speed. And losing speed from shades is pretty nasty because it increases the amount of harassment that you get on the Ascension run. But he's just killing the shades, I assume, with Excalibur. Excalibur being blessed, it can hit the shades. But still, it's not ideal because it only does the blessed damage, from what I recall. Aoi should cancel herself again for content. Like I said, I don't have time to sit here for another 3 hours while they get another game going. So I really hope that doesn't happen. But Aoi is a very, very comfortable lead here, going through this little Q zoo. But she's explored most of the dungeon, really, so I don't expect her to have any problems here. Just keep OBS running, we would understand. Well, I also have to. I keep in mind I also have to sit here and then spectate it, so I might as well sit here and be talking, right? But I expect Aoi should not have too much trouble on her way to the plains, but I don't want to speak too soon there. There can definitely be problems, but there can be no more Demogorgon problems. So Demogorgon is no longer someone who can appear, and he's the biggest run killer most likely. If Adeon is also close to Ascension, though, I would like to see the rest of his Ascension because it has been quite a while since he has done a speedrun Ascension. So it'll be nice to have it on video, I think. But definitely a very, very impressive performance by Aoi here. Even though she was very lucky, she was very lucky with finding lots of the items, but the safety strats that she did with those items also pretty much locked in a win for her. Biggest run killers when Aoi eats Trice Brains. She has life saving, so I guess if she doesn't have a lizard corpse, so eating a Trice Brain actually it causes both delayed and instant stoning at the same time. So if you life save from the instant stoning, you're still turning to stone. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know why it works like that. Uh, yeah, Adeon's here. He's killing a lot of the krakens in the moat. Probably best avoided. But he doesn't get. He knows. He clearly knows from his encounter earlier how to deal with them. If he did get grabbed, so I'm not too worried about him dying here. I think there is no post 343 Ascension by Adeon on video yet. Ooh, so this might be the first one. You're right. Aoi's luck came from not dying on the first seed, though. Yeah, Adeon took way too huge risks on that seed. Oh, he just got hit by a cockatrice, but he has the lizard corpse, so all good here. But yeah, Aoi played cautiously. She put on armor and she managed to reap the benefits of the first seed. And he was playing. Adeon was playing a little bit strangely earlier, like he wasn't wearing like body armor and stuff like that, and thus had some trouble in some of the earlier levels. Looks like Aoi stole from a shop earlier in that level, but we don't care too much about that now. So his roguelike celebration run got me into learning how to actually ascend. Yeah, I know a lot of people enjoyed that. That's one of the few times that NetHack has been played at a major event. I hope to play NetHack at an event someday, but we'll see if that day ever comes. I think Audion needs to be a little bit careful here, because there can be spiked pits here, and various traps in the wizard's tower. So I've died that way before. So he needs to be a little bit more cautious, probably levitating. that would ensure his safety. I think notably there is a guaranteed spiked pit in Sanctum, so that's an especially unsafe place to be wielding the Cockatrice Corpse, and Aoi is in the plains now, in the plane of Earth. The plane of Earth is. I don't think she should have too much trouble here. We have obviously free portal detection from the Orb of Fate, and we just need to get to the astral plane. So two of the. She's still chaotic though. At this point, I would actually recommend taking off the Helm of Opposite Alignment because as a chaotic character, you are more likely to get a host. You're much more likely to get hostile archons and angels. That's something you want to avoid because archons can stun you and put you in a very bad situation, especially if you don't have a unicorn horn. Like I said, stunning can potentially end your game. Aoi looks so far ahead. Does Adeon even does he even have a chance anymore? I don't think so. I think outside of a really huge choke on the astral plane, I think Aoi's got this in the bag, but it's too soon to say. We've still got 3 or 4 levels left to go, and um, and as we all know, if you die, it's all over. So at this point, it would be too late to start another run. You only have 43. You only have 43, 42 minutes left. But yeah, I did actually submit to GDQ. So we'll see how that goes. There are thousands and thousands of other games that want to get into GDQ, so I don't know if I have a chance. We'll see. And but I would like to do some practice streams in the future just to show them that just to show them that I am indeed practicing and playing my game, even though those of you who are watching are probably in hard fought and know that I practice all the time. Uh, Demo saying that Aoi got an Archon and Fire, but she made it through just fine. And in the plane of water, or the plane where you hope to get lucky and wander into the portal. But thankfully, in 3.7, they did fix what is called Archon storming. Archon storming is where an Archon would summon more than one other Archon, which would summon more Archons, etc., etc. But they limited it to like one Archon per one Archon per. I think like spellcasters can only summon below their level now too, and like even if an Archon or an Archlich is summoned, like it would be limited to one. But Adeon coming up here on the vibrating square, you feel a strange vibration under your feet. He has all 3 of the invocation items, so yeah, he's going to be going for the invocation here very soon. So the ascension, so from the invocation to ascension, for me, the quickest that I've usually able to do it in is about 15 minutes. So he's not in a position to where he's able to catch up right now unless Aoi dies on the astral plane. I consider fixing the Archon Storm a bug. I guess from your perspective, the Archon Storm is a feature. I don't know. It's usually easily avoided. I've actually never been Archon stormed. I've seen some pretty horrifying screenshots of people who have been involved in them, but besides that, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it myself. I've seen it starting, but I've always managed to get off the level in time. Oh, he wished for 7 candles. He wasn't aware of the guaranteed candles in Vlad's tower. So that's what he was saving the wish for, I assume. But he doesn't have opposite alignment. That could be bad. But that could be bad when he reaches the astral plane. That is, like I said, the mysterious force has already been nerfed, so he doesn't have too much to worry about there. Those Archon Storm screenshots are pieces of art. I get the feeling, Bach. I get the feeling that you take a little bit of pleasure in that. But Aoi finds the portal, and we're here on the astral plane, the final test. We see Aoi is surrounded by angels and even a guardian naga, and that looks like a para attack got off on her. So pretty bad news, but she does have conflict on, so most of them end up killing themselves. Kirin too. Kirin? Oh my gosh. I've had enough pronunciation issues this stream already. But fortunately, the Guardian Naga doesn't paralyze her too long, and she was also in Master Mind Flayer form when it occurred, so AC minus 22 doesn't take too much damage, obviously. But coming up on the first rider, you feel tired, you can move again, but you kill Famine, so she just needs to reach one altar here for an easy victory. For a 66% chance of an easy victory, so let's hope let's hope she gets lucky here on this first altar. I don't expect her to have too many problems here. She appears to have a cockatrice corpse. I'm making some nice statues out of these priests. So even with the Master Mind Flayer form too. Famine is catching up, but this is an altar. We'll see what's going on here. The High Priest casts a spell. We don't know. There's a high altar to Loki. Chaotic here. Yep, that's a win. Great job to Aoi. Taking the win at 2 hours and 22 minutes, so a pretty respectable time as Adeon is just leaving. Just doing the Ascension run here. Big congratulations to Aoi, beating one of the greatest players of all time here in a race. But it was exciting. It was exciting. Adeon definitely putting on a show, and Aoi playing very carefully and reaping the benefits of her great first seed and first try victory here for her. And Loki, the trickster god, indeed came through for us this time. Like I said, 66% chance of getting either the chaotic or the lawful altar. But since Adeon is actually also very close to Ascension, I think I will leave his game on. We'll see if Aoi has any comments. She's welcome to drop by. She's welcome to drop by the stream, absolutely. But wow, that was a really good game. She ended up with a lot of resources early on, like the early Geno and the early charging and stuff like that. So a very blessed seed there. Very good seed for speedrunning with many shops. So a fairly straightforward win for her. I don't think she expected anything less. So so yeah, as Aoi has already won, I guess I can move Adeon's game to the center for now then. So give me a second. Give me a second to do that. But I will keep talking about it, and then we'll cut the stream after Adeon dies or ascends. So as to give him a chance to finish, of course. An ascension and net hack is a big deal, so I'd like to see it out to the end. But LOL, get wrecked, Adeon and dunked on. coming in for the BM, of course. What you think about? What are your thoughts on the run, Aoi? How'd you feel about it? Big congratulations, by the way. I don't know what Adeon's doing here. Is still in the loot was ridiculous, Raffle. Yeah, I did see that. It has a skill shop with both Geno and charging, and it also had that ring shop. So you were pretty stacked early on. So, like I said, I didn't vet these at all. So the fact that it was a 19 con seed with absolutely insane loot is pretty crazy. So. But what happened to Adeon on that same seed was that he actually went straight into Sokoban and got killed by some very, very dangerous stuff spawning there. Oh, and he's dead to a Minotaur, it looks like. Did he have the Orb of Fate? I'm not sure. Oh gosh, that's a really tough way to go too. Rip to Adeon. No, he did not appear to have the Orb of Fate. He must have had it stolen at some point because if he did have it, then it wouldn't have done that. Those attacks wouldn't have done enough damage to kill him. But rushing along like that, that's easy to forget there. But very very close to Ascension as well. That was one of the closest races that we've had so far. Only about if played well, only about a 15-minute difference or something. But you had the Bell of Opening, you had the Book of the Dead, you had the Amulet of Yonder. That's rip to Adeon, but still quite a good race nonetheless. Big congratulations again to Aoei, who did very well this time. No, you don't. You're still basking in the warm fuzzies of victory. Well-deserved warm fuzzies, I think. But since both players have finished their runs, I think that's going to be it for me today. But thank you everyone for tuning into this race. I always love commentating these races, and maybe in the next one, next week, I think people wanted to do another Sokoban and Minetown race. So if you wanna participate in that, let me know. Because we run those all the time, and they're supposed to be oriented towards like a more like a beginner friendly audience. So to try and get people into the main speed run, because speedrunning the whole game is pretty dangerous. If you saw some of the things that Adeon did today, that's that can be a pretty typical experience. So lots and lots of danger. Why is the timer still going? Crap, I'm sorry. I'm so unprofessional. Okay, we're done. I didn't count how many minutes I lost by dying. I think I could have been very close if that hadn't happened. Yeah, this was the closest race that we've had, so definitely a good show there, Adion. Thank you so much for playing. But yeah, like I said, this was supposed to be a normal stream, but I will be back next week. We'll be back on schedule with another race, and I might even figure out another day to stream some of my runs. Stream some of my runs too, since I need to show off my practice a bit. But I hope everyone liked it, and I'm gonna find someone to host right now. So we'll see what's going on in the net hack world besides me. Seems like absolutely no one so far. And I don't have any like roguelike players in my follow list that I'd like to send you guys to. So I'm probably just going to cut the stream. But like I said, thank you everyone, and this was a lot of fun. And I'll chat with some of you guys on the hard fought IRC about this later. So yeah, peace out.